Yeah, this is what I've been waiting for right here. Let me. All right, here we go. Rocky for now. Talk to me, Rocky. I'm about to make you run these
Okay,
steps.
man, you got the gloves on, man. You coming out to me, man? You trying to
No, no.
squabble? What's up?
Yeah, hey, tell your mans to learn how to squabble, Rocky.
Tell my man how to learn how to squabble. Look, I just came off of a show that I'm not gonna name where they were talking about, oh, maybe the kids are too tired.
I don't
Maybe
even
we're
want,
working them too
I don't even
hard.
want to talk
Man,
about
I'm
that.
so tired of hearing that
Yeah.
crap.
Guess what? I don't know what show that was either, but whatever show that is, stop watching it. And let me know later what show that is. I won't watch it no more. Because to me, now we full of excuses. That's bull crap.
It's nothing but excuses. I'm tired of it.
Give me
I've
a
had
hint.
enough of
Hold up. Give me a hint. What show is it? Give me a hint.
Starts with a C.
Bro, this Coach Me Coach podcast, was it my show? No, it wasn't my show.
No.
Starts with a
Let me
C.
think. I can't go that far. Let me think of a hint that
All
won't
right.
go far enough.
Charades. Come on. First word. Talk to me.
Look, charades.
Come on. I like
He's
games.
got press credentials and he's not street. You should know that.
Oh, God dang. That's everybody. Kane Sport?
Come on, man.
Kane
There's
Sport?
three of them in there. The three big ones are in there. It's one of those.
Not Kane's Insight.
Anyway, what you want to hit me up with tonight, Coach?
No, you said
why we losing to these bottom feeders?
No.
While we ain't playing no Hurricane football?
No, you said hold on. I gotta get my charge. Hold on. Coach gotta get on the phone and cake tonight. So I gotta make sure my phone charged up. All right. You said they said who would you bring in? And I said what I said. And you came back and said, listen,
go ahead.
I want to have a great discussion tonight, Rocky. Coach feeling great. I'm on the cane juice. It's biting like I don't know what.
Uh-oh.
Me and you can really talk football. You can articulate your point. I feel like I can articulate mine. Smiley just showed up. I guess she never played football, she says. I don't know if that's what she's talking about, but that's what she said.
Me, I guess I never played football.
No, she just said, no, she didn't say that. She just said never played football. So I don't know what she's responding to, but I saw her show up. So she's in the building. Shout out to Smiley. One day she'll call in. But it's been 5 years and she's never called in. Highly upset with you, though, Smiley. But we back in the building. You said he ain't ish. Why did you say Lane Kiffin wouldn't be ish? Are you considering at Miami?
What's he ever won?
Okay.
Tell me what he's ever won.
Currently, he hasn't won anything.
Mm-hmm. All right, there you go.
Okay, so that's all you need.
He's been in the SEC. He's been in Ole Miss. He's had the resources. He's been in a top flight program. Ole Miss, I consider Ole Miss a top flight program in the SEC.
Oh, stop it! You stop it. You think Ole Miss is a top flight program in the SEC?
Why not?
When have they ever? Do me a favor. Name a time, decade, or century when Ole Miss was considered top 5 in the SEC at any given time.
Eli Manning was quarterback and when Archie Manning was quarterback. I don't remember the years.
All right, let's do it. When did Eli Manning? Let's pull it up because I like, you know what I'm saying.
Better question is who I think will make a better head coach at Miami. But
let's dance just for a little bit. Even when Eli Manning was there, do you know they had never won 10 games in the regular season? Did you know that? Okay. Do you know in the existence of Ole Miss, they have never won 10 games in the regular season until Lane Kiffin got there.
In the modern era. Okay.
I'm telling in the existence.
You're saying Lane Kiffin has elevated Ole Miss to the stature of where it's at now.
Sir,
I'm basically a playoff team.
I'm going back to 1902. They haven't won 10 games unless the bowl game got them the 10th win. They have never won 10 games ever. They have never won 11 games in the existence of until he got there. So in 2021, he won 10 games. In 23, he won 10 games and a bowl game. He was the first coach to give them 11 wins. 24, he won 10 games, but it was non-regular, 10 with the bowl win. And right now he's 8-1. But anyway, go ahead.
What did we go last year, Coach, under Mario? What was our record?
10-2. We've done that before.
Okay. So what do we have? Okay, we haven't done it yet. What do we have the chance to do this year under Mario?
Go 10-2.
You got a chance to go 10-2 twice, 2 years in a row with Mario. So what's the difference between Mario's 10-2 and Lane's 10 and whatever, 11 and whatever?
Because can I tell you why? No, but can I tell you why? Because Miami is the upper echelon of this conference and the Big East Conference at the time. Ole Miss has never, ever been the upper echelon of the SEC. So it's always been Alabama. It's always been LSU. It's always been Georgia. Auburn.
So Miami. Wait, let's go backwards. Miami is the upper echelon of the ACC.
No.
In the past 20 years.
Yes, sir.
Really?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When it comes down, not just to record. No, hear me out. Because I want to make sure we understand this. When you look at, to your point, no when it comes to what we have accomplished, but yes when it comes to what we have. Meaning, for the past 20 years, we've had the top. It's always going to be, let's go ACC, then we go Big East if you like. But ACC is, these are the top 3 schools you're going to always look at. Tell me if I'm lying. Florida State, Miami, and Clemson. They're the only 3 that people ever cared about.
Those are the biggest brands.
Correct.
In the league.
Correct. But we are the only one that have done less with more. We've had more talent. We've had more talent. We recruited more. We've had all this stuff, and we haven't done anything with it. You got people like Wake Forest. You can't name me one person on the Wake Forest team when they won the conference championship. Name me one guy, Rocky. One dude.
Wait, say that again. One guy on the Wake Forest team and they won the championship.
When they won the championship. Exactly. That's my point. They've done more with less. We found a way to do less with more.
Yeah, I see David Staples. Those 5 natties weren't when we were in the ACC though. Look, here's my point. You're right, Coach. You're right. And why is that? Because our coaching choices have been terrible. Randy Shannon, no experience. Manny Diaz, no experience. Mark Richt was brought in at the tail end of his career. He was burned out. Al Golden got conned into coming here by Shalala because we were in the middle of the scandal that they knew about. They got him here, and then he got duped. So he that's a scratch.
Okay, hold on. I want to make sure I write. Hold on, make sure I write that down. Al Golden got lied to, right? Okay, I just want to make sure I write that down. Am I right about a scandal? Is that correct?
No, what I'm saying is when Al Golden was hired, that's when the scandal broke. My opinion, they knew and they got him here, but
okay, not a problem. Okay.
Right. Then you get fast forward to Mario, and now what we got is a former alumni who's been here 4 years now, and in my opinion, holding the program hostage with a 10-year contract. Here's my worry. I don't want that to happen again with a guy like Lane that has to be brought in at $25 million a year with a $150 million buyout. And if it don't work after the first 3 years, we're calling for his damn head again. I don't want to see that happen again.
Let me ask you a question. Hold on. I like that part. You know how they say, how do you eat an elephant? You know how you eat an elephant?
I've never tried an elephant, Coach.
But you know how you eat an elephant?
Do I know how to eat an elephant?
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
In bite-sized pieces. So let's break it down. Here we go. You like what I did there? All right, here we go. You said that you don't want a long-term deal with a Lane Kiffin. I'm actually with you with that. I don't believe in 10-year deals. Okay. I think they're too long, too many things can happen. We're talking about, there you go, one bite at a time. There you go. I messed it up, Starflow. One bite at a time. I kind of jacked it up. Cane juice biting. Y'all give me some grace. I don't believe in a 10-year deal. We're talking about a decade. A decade. That's a long time when you're talking about football. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Agreed.
let's look at the person and the people. Smiley says she did play football back in her day, but she was talking about the podcast that you were talking about. So she was trying to give a hint. Here's what I'm going to say to you, Rocky. Let's look at the history of the people, right? Were you a Mario guy? Because I think it's fair. We could say Mario Lane were the two front runners for the job coming in. Is that fair?
I have been here's where I've stood.
Mm-hmm.
I have never been anybody's guy. I have been a supporter of whoever has won orange and green as head coach of the Miami Hurricanes and given them their due. Even Manny Diaz, who I didn't think was the right hire, I've given them a chance.
Fair
That's
enough.
how I look at it.
But my question is, when Mario and Lane were up for the job, who were you? Who did you want to have the job?
For where we were and where we were at, I preferred Mario over Lane.
Okay.
I did say that.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine. And I picked Lane. Can you tell me at that particular time, if you can remember, what made you say Mario versus Lane at that time? Mike Jeezy, call in. Let's talk. Coach ready to dance.
Good. Okay. Number one. Here's the way I looked at it at the time. Okay. Remember, this is back in time now, 4 years ago. He played under Jimmy Johnson, right? He was recruited by Jimmy Johnson, played under Jimmy Johnson, had that pedigree, right? Was a Miami Hurricane, leads orange and green. At the time, my opinion was our roster was a mess. He's a master recruiter. He's going to come in here and fix the roster, which I think he's done a good job with. Okay. Number 3, he was going to get our culture straight, which despite what's going on right now, I think it has improved. I do believe with that. Now, the knock on him was his game day prowess.
Mm-hmm.
I gave him the benefit of the doubt because we've had, i.e., I go back a ways, Coach Butch Davis. Butch Davis was not a great game day coach either. Butch Davis was a great talent evaluator.
Okay.
I looked at Mario as a poor man's Butch Davis at the time. That was my justification for Mario over Lane. Now, I also knew at the time that he was going to have to get his coordinators right. I wanted a CEO head coach because God knows we tried with Shannon, we tried with Rick, we tried with Diaz. None of that worked. So I wanted the CEO coach at the time. Okay. Lane was an offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
And fast forward now, it's twofold. He still hasn't got his coordinator straight, I don't think. But spinning off that with the offense, I still think he's meddling with the offense. And until he changes the way Nick Saban had to change at Alabama, and he did, and adapts, that's not going to get fixed. And if that doesn't get fixed, he needs to be gone.
Okay. So, with all that being said, that sounds great. Nothing wrong with that. What was your negatives then against Lane?
At the time, I don't think he had enough seasoning at the time. I preferred Mario over Lane. Mario, the reasons that I gave you. Lane, at the time, again, I didn't want to hire another coordinator at the time. That's the real big one, because we had just been through Diaz, we had just been through Rick. Rick was burned out, and we had Shannon before that. My thing was I wanted a CEO head coach.
Why is that?
At the time, that's what I was screaming for.
Oh, okay, but why was that a big deal, Rocky? Why was a CEO type head coach?
Because CEO head coaches look at track records. CEO head coaches have a pretty good track record.
Name.
Dennis Erickson was a CEO head coach. Jimmy Johnson was a CEO head coach.
Yeah, you're talking about 25 years ago when things were so different. In the past, do me a favor. In the past decade, I might shoot myself in the foot, but I'm gonna stick with it because I said it out loud.
Do you think in the past 4 years, Lane Kiffin would have brought us to an ACC championship game?
Of course.
With where we were?
Yes. Yes.
You believe that?
I believe that. You want to know why? Because I've asked you a lot of questions, so I definitely want you to ask me some. But I know that there's two. That's right off the bat. Give me the third one. Name me in the past decade. Name me 3 CEO coaches that have gone to the mountaintop. 2 of them are give-me's. You got them. They in the books.
Nick Saban.
Negative. Nick Saban was a defensive coordinator. That was his defense they were running. You can't name me a defensive coordinator for Alabama that's worth anything. They were underachieved. Pete Golden came from University of Texas San Antonio. Do you believe in your mind, as you said, Mario Cristobal's thick skull, that Nick Saban would turn his defense over to the University of Texas San Antonio defensive coordinator? Hell no.
No.
Name me a defensive coordinator that has the same cachet as his offensive coordinators, i.e. Mike Locksley, former head coach, was his offensive coordinator. Lane Kiffin, former head coach, was his coordinator. Steve Sarkisian, former head coach, was his coordinator. Bill O'Brien, former head coach, was his coordinator. Name me
you looking for a tree. Okay.
No. I'm not looking for a tree. I'm looking for a when I say CEO, I mean a guy that doesn't call plays. A guy, for example, Mario Cristobal, right, was an offensive line coach. Sam Pittman, who was offensive line coach. Brent Key, who was a tight end coach, offensive line guy, right? Those kind of guys are what I consider CEO guy. Play call, like Josh Heupel is a play caller. Ryan Day is a play caller, and he's a head coach. It's his offense, or it's Nick Saban's defense, right? Marcus Freeman, that's his defense.
You want me to name? Ryan Day. Was Jim Harbaugh ever a play caller?
Yes, he was an OC.
I go back a ways. Coach Pete Carroll, Mac Brown.
Give me 10 years. I just want to say in the past 10 years. Make it easy. You almost had me there.
You're saying that. See, wait. So no, Kirby Smart was a coordinator. He was a D coordinator.
Kirby Smart is a defensive coordinator. I'll give you 2 right now. And one comes with a caveat. Ed Orgeron was a D-line guy. Never a coordinator. Right? 2019 LSU. The next one is Dabo Swinney. Now, here's what the wrinkle to Dabo Swinney is, Rocky.
Yeah, but Dabo.
No, but Dabo was never a coordinator. We can pull up his.
Dabo's never called plays.
But he had Brett Venables and he had Tony Elliott for a long time, so he has stability. And if Mario Cristobal can find that kind of luck, we'll be hella successful. But I don't know, it's so hard to find. You notice, as soon as Brett Venables left and Tony Elliott left, isn't Clemson having issues? He lost the stability. Nick Saban.
Since Brett Venables is up Clemson, they've fallen off.
And Tony Elliott, they both left the same year.
Yeah, and Tony Elliott. Yes. Okay.
Brett Venables. Now watch this. Nick Saban has turned over more coaches than anybody, but his formula was the same. Why was he always successful? Not only that, he was a good manager of men and people and so forth. And he has CEO qualities, but when I call a CEO coach, I'm talking about a guy that didn't call play, just an overseer, right? Now, if you want to term it something different. The last person was Urban Meyer. And somebody said it, but that was 2014. That's why I said 10 years. I thought I almost put my foot in my mouth. But even if I give Urban Meyer, out of all of the national championship winning coaches, you're talking about Urban Meyer, Dabo, and
yeah, but
hold on,
coach,
what's my man name? Oh, Ogeron.
The thing you're talking about last 10 years though, that was ruled by Saban. I mean, how many times did Bama go to the between
Fair.
Saban and Dabo? Harbaugh had his day.
So let's go 2000. This is fair. How about let's go through 2000 to 2025.
No, well, now you're getting into that's Larry Coker. That's going way back.
Well, who's Larry Coker?
Look, here's the deal, Coach.
I'm listening.
If Lane was, to me, here's another thing. All right, you asked me about why not Lane and why Mario. At the time, to me, Lane was too big of a risk.
Why?
He was a bigger risk than Mario.
Why was he a risk?
If that would have went south with what we had at the time, we'd be in a worse spot off now than what we are with Mario. I personally believe, that we're in a better place roster-wise and talent-wise than what we were 4 years ago. Okay. Now, we're not getting the results on the field.
But I believe. So, Rocky, let me ask you this. Why do you think it would have been a failure with Lane? I'm just asking, why do you think it would have been a failure? Like, what gives you the inkling to say it would have been a disaster?
Because there's no way to tell that, Coach. Because there's no way to tell what kind of support he would have gotten from the alumni, from the boosters. What kind of what kind of assurances he would have got. You're trying to compare apples to oranges. I mean, they brought Mario in here and basically opened up the treasure chest for him. And there's no guarantee that they would have did the same thing with Lane Kiffin.
Okay,
no guarantee.
Fair enough. But at the end of the day, it's about wins and losses. All that other stuff is window dressing. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, it's about wins and losses.
So let's take a look at wins and losses.
Okay.
Mario, 5-7. What do we go his next year? 8-4, 7-5. 7-5.
7-5. 5-7. 7-5.
5-7. 7-5. 10-2. And now here we are at 6. And if we go 10-2 again, Coach, we're all pissed off about it because we should be better. Mm-hmm. But 10-2 is still 10-2, right?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. That Rocky, don't you do this. Don't you come to me with this. Well, we won 10 games. No, sir. Please don't, Rocky.
No, I'm with you, Coach. I'm pissed off about it.
Okay.
But here's the thing. I'm not the people in power pulling the strings.
No.
I don't know how they feel.
Okay, here we go. Great job. Let's do that. Let's go with Lane Kiffin. Right? Lane Kiffin, first college job was Tennessee. Everybody said that Lane Kiffin come to Miami, he gonna leave for an NFL job. Well, I think that train had literally gone. It was gone. He was not going back to the NFL, right? Lane to leave your program high and dry. Had you heard that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Outside of Tennessee, he went to Tennessee. He stayed 1 year, went 7-6. 1 year, went 7-6, and left to go to where? USC.
USC.
For his what job? His dream job.
Okay. Yeah.
He went to USC, was 28-15. 28-15. And guess what happened? Just like Al Golden, he was lied to. They had sanctions and all. still won 10 games and went to the Rose Bowl under sanctions.
Mhm.
Leaves there, goes on with Alabama as the coordinator, right?
Right.
Revamps Alabama's offense from the ball control offense.
Gets his ass chewed by Nick Saban
That's fine.
7 or 8 times a Saturday.
And guess what?
Go ahead.
But he still, you know what Nick Saban did that people can't deny? And one thing I know Lane Kiffin does, Nick Saban may not like him as a person, but I think he definitely respects him as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
Because he allowed Lane Kiffin to revamp his offense, right? Nick Saban used to always have ball control offense. Name a quarterback since Lane Kiffin, before Lane Kiffin got there in the NFL that's still on a team. Now, it's been a while, but just even worth anything.
Ask that question again.
I know I probably jacked it up. Name a quarterback from all of those winning programs Alabama had. The quarterback was worth anything in the league. And I'm not big on saying, well, look what they did in the league. No, I'm just saying, where did they become in the league of anything?
Where did AJ McCarron go? Where did
name any of those guys? But you still got
Bryce Young,
Mark Ingram. No, but Bryce Young came when?
He's still there.
No, when did Bryce Young come? Way after. Before that, who was the very first one? Jalen Hurts, Tua.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts.
Bryce Young. All of them come after. But he allowed them to revamp that offense. Fine. Mac Jones. Somebody said Mac Jones. That's well after Lane Kiffin came. I'm talking about before Lane Kiffin got there. McElroy. Isn't that name McElroy? Something?
Yeah, Greg McElroy. No, my thinking cooking.
All right. So now, Rocky.
All right, I'm gonna have to. All right.
He leaves there and goes where? To FAU. What does he do at FAU? What does he do? Wins 11 games. He went 5-7 the next year. Crap to be it. Then wins 11 games the third year.
Yeah.
Then hold on. You hear what people say? He will leave your program. Who would not leave FAU for Ole Miss? Who would not? Right?
Right. Nah, look, I don't dispute anything that you said.
Hold on, hear me out. Then, because everybody says he's going to leave your program in shambles. Then he goes to Ole Miss. He's 52-19 in 6 years. 52-19, a 73% winning percentage, and he's not even the top 3 teams in the conference.
Would you be happy with the Lane Kiffin coached Miami Hurricane football team that went 10-2 and 11-1 every year versus a Mario Cristobal head coach football team that went 10-2 and 11-1 every year?
Yes, because I think it'll be hella more exciting. However, me personally, I think we'll win the games in the ACC. To get us there. I think he will outscore those guys. There's nowhere in the world with this program, with this team. Hold on. This team right here. Because I want to go back. I want y'all to understand what I've done.
You can say that now, Coach.
No.
We have
I know history. I can say it now. But
you couldn't say that.
That's not true.
All this was going, whenever Mario
Bull crap. Because I've looked at the history. Man. No, I'm looking at the history. Hold on now, Rocky. I'm looking at the history of the two guys. I'm looking at what one has done and what the other has done. And when I look at this, just follow me for it. You're going to tell me if Lane Kiffin had a Carson Beck right now, we will only be scoring 24 points a game. We've only scored 40 points against a Bethune-Cookman. And the second half of Stanford got us to 42. And I ain't saying we got to score 40 every game.
I don't know what the situation would be with Lane Kiffin.
You want to know why I know? You want to know why I know? And here's what I know about a guy that adjusts. He had Matt Corral at Ole Miss. When Matt Corral left and a young Jackson Dart came in, you know what he did? He adjusted his offense and had 2 1,000-yard rushers and a young Quishon Judkins, and I forgot the other cat's name.
Okay, so he got more out of the personnel that he had.
That's my strength. Thank you.
And adjusted to the offense.
Thank you. So you're getting more with less. You're getting more with less. Hold on, let me finish my point, because now let's just look at this season. You start off with an Austin Simmons who gets hurt. You are 8-1 right now with a backup quarterback who ain't nobody ever heard of. Listen to this. The kid is literally Trinidad Chambliss is literally, I just named him, in the Heisman talks. I don't think he'll make it by no stretch. But in the Heisman talks, and he didn't even start the season. Listen to this. Trinidad Chambliss coming out of high school had 0 stars, NA for quarterback, NA in the state of Michigan. Wasn't even recruited. I don't know where he came from. He enrolls at Ferris State, Butler, Davenport. I ain't never heard that college. Dayton and Hope College. Those were his offers. Ferris State, Butler, Davenport, Dayton, and Hope. He's 6'1", 200 pounds. I'm just saying, the guy doing. Now, here's my next thing I'm gonna say. I'm gonna ask this last question. Everybody said he leave your program in shambles.
That was the perception.
It was the perception. That was my DJ Khaled voice. He leave your program in shambles. Name one program he has ever been sanctioned for, and I'll beat you to it. He got a slap on the wrist when he was at Tennessee because he named a kid's name in a radio interview, and you're not supposed to do that. Like he said, "Oh yeah, man, I went to visit Rocky," and you're not supposed to do that. Name one sanction, NCAA sanction, that he has had. Hell, Jim Harbaugh been named under sanctions.
I can't think of one.
Okay, so
look, you're making all valid points. Okay, but what I would say back to you, Coach, is hindsight is always 20/20.
But I made these same arguments. Me and Wholesome, shout out to the Wholesome one. Wholesome wanted Mario, I wanted Lane. Me and Wholesome sat and made these same arguments 4 years ago. Everything that I've said to you today, I literally said 4 years ago, except what he had done at Ole Miss, because he had not done it yet.
Right.
Other than that,
there's no way. And then look, Coach, wait. For all the points you made, there's still no way to know what he would have done here over the past 4 years at the University of Miami.
Sir,
given the situation,
nobody knows.
Know that.
Sir, nobody knows. That's why I say you can always connect the dots going backwards, right? Nobody knows where the dots are going forward. You could be the best boyfriend in the world, but when you become a husband, you're a pure idiot. Your wife would never know that until she married you, but she can only look at your track record. When you go to court, Rocky, what's the first thing the judge does? When you get a ticket and you go to fight it, what's the first thing the judge is going to do?
No, I haven't been in the court a long time.
I know, but what is the first thing the judge do? Rocky goes stand up there, Your Honor, and they go talk to you. What is the first thing the judge is going to look at?
You tell me.
Your driving record. Your driving record.
Right.
If you got 35,000 tickets, you're not finna get out of this one. But like you said, you ain't been in court in a long time, Rocky. You know what they're going to say? All right, sir, you know what? I see you got a clean driving record. You know what? Make sure you slow it down this time. We give you a chance. But if you go in there with 65 tickets back there, you finna get hammered with this one too. So you can only look at life going backwards, and that's what gives you what you see going forwards. That doesn't mean it's always going to work that way, but that's how you have to gauge
Well,
life. That's anything.
So what if we end up, and look, I'm with you probably on where this question is going to go. If we get past these next 4 games, I'm not saying we are, and we end up 10-2.
Okay.
What say you on Mario Cristobal at the end of that? If we win these next 4 games,
even if we lost a game or 2, I don't think we fire him, and I don't think he should be fired.
Oh no, I know we're not for now. He's not getting fired,
but I don't think he should be fired. You don't know why? Because we also made a 10-year contract. We got to eat. So we got skin in the game too. It's our fault. It's our fault. Now, if we had a 5-year contract, I may be speaking differently. I believe our administration got to pay the piper too. Y'all came up with a 10-year deal. You agreed to it. You get what you negotiate in life. And I ain't mad at Mario Cristobal. You made $80 million, dog. Salute to you, bro. Salute
and what
to
you think? And what you think now? Fast forward today, Jimmy Sexton would do with that with that negotiation. They're already doing it. I mean, Lane's jumping around, leveraging everything in the world to get more money out of Ole Miss now. That's happening now.
Exactly. Why not? That's what you should do. You get what you negotiate. You get what you negotiate. Kurt Signetti doing
it. If Mario Cristobal was fired tomorrow, who would you want to hire?
Lane Kiffin. I just told you. I went through an hour spiel.
Oh, wait. With everything that comes with it, at $25 million a year, and
where you get that number from?
Buyout.
Hold on, where you get $25 million a year? Where does that come from?
It's what's gonna happen. What do you think? What do you think he can get hired for? You think we're gonna hire him for the Manny Diaz $4 million a year? Hell no.
But what? 25 million, bro. 25. Kirby only making what? 11. You think we finna triple his pay? Double his pay?
Word is Florida offered him 18.
Okay.
We're gonna beat that?
We could. You know why I say, I'm seriously, you want to know why I say you could on a very serious note? On a very serious note?
Sure.
If I offered you that much, I can't give you a long-term deal. I'll be honest. However, I'm going to pull something real quick. Watch this. Do me a favor. I don't want to use Ohio State. Give me a team that won the conference last year. Give me a team that won the conference last year but didn't win the Natty. Who was the SEC conference champion?
Team that won the conference last year.
Who was the conference champion?
The national title.
Who was the conference champion of the SEC? They didn't win the Natty.
Georgia or Alabama, one of those two.
All right, let's go with Georgia. They public school.
Georgia. Yeah, Arizona State.
Okay. Oh, I should have used that one. Okay, listen to this. The Georgia Bulldogs football program has generated significant revenue with its overall value estimated at $1.92 billion. Now, this is AI stuff, so I'm not going to hold them to the exact numbers. Listen to this. But annual average revenue around $147 million, making it one of the most valuable in the nation. In 2023, the football program revenue was approximately $153 million, driven by sources like ticket sales, which was $36.7 million, contributions $62 million, media rights $20 million, and licensing and sponsorship $17 million. So
more of the story, the money's there.
Thank you. And that's my whole point. The question is, are you willing to spend money to make money? And the reason we've been in the bad shape we were in the past 25 years, because we weren't spending any money on coaches. Think about this. Manny Diaz was making what, $3 million? And we gave Mario a $5 million raise. And he's still in the top 12 coaches being paid.
Right.
So if you're winning, the cash is there. The cash is there. And then, again, the money is there. You just have to be willing to spend it and you have to take that risk. And based on the history, a guy like Lane Kiffin that's in South Florida that like to throw the ball around the yard, bro, this shit'd be exciting as hell, Rocky. Bro, we wouldn't be worried about a damn JoJo Trader getting catches and touches. And see, when people are like, well, he likes to throw the ball, he don't run the ball. I just told you, he had 2 1,000-yard rushers. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull that up. Just Ebron, I see you back there, baby. I'm coming.
Ebron Father Times here?
Of course. Hold up. I want to see if I can find this because this is super interesting. Was that the 23 season? I think that was a 23 season. That was the nope. I apologize. 22 season. Listen to this.
I guess.
Hold on. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Go ahead.
In 2022, since people say he don't run the ball, in 2022, Jackson Dart threw for 2,900 yards. Nothing exciting, but it was a young Jackson Dart. Quishon Judkins had 1,567 yards. Then the second running back, I guess that's Zach Evans. The hell is his name? Get this dude out of here. And what is his name? Yeah, Zach Evans. Zach Evans, the backup running back, had 936 yards. And the then the quarterback, Jackson Dart, had 614. Did you hear what I said? The starting running back had 1,500. The backup running back had 937. What does that mean? He knew to take it out of Jackson Dart's hand because he wasn't ready.
Right. And he's more diverse of a quote coach than what the perception was or is.
Correct. And that's the part that I'm saying. And you know what? I fell into that trap too, Rocky. I had to do my research. I'm like, bro, this dude, think about it, he's 70 yards. Your backup, bro, 1,000 yards is a milestone for a starter. When was the last time we had 1,000-yard running back, bro? When was the last time we had 1,000-yard running back in Miami? Duke Johnson. Duke Johnson been gone long enough, he now put in the Hall of Fame. This dude had 2 dudes with literally, he didn't need 1,000. But the backup dude had 936 yards. Oye, que pasa, man?
Well, look, Juan Manuel just said it. Lane Kiffin has evolved, and all we can hope, coach, is that Mario Cristobal also evolves. Do I have hope that happens? Not really. He's the most stubborn human being on the planet.
Well, I think you do have hope. The question is, do you have hope? Yes.
Gotta have
do
hope.
you believe? Hold on. Do you hope it'll happen? Yes. But the question is, do you believe it'll happen, Rocky? That he'll evolve?
If I'm honest with myself, probably not. Because I'm the one that says that Dawson's just an extension. But, oh, man, Dawson's got to go. And Dawson's an extension of Mario.
Oh, he said Martinez had 1,000 yards.
Wait. If Dawson's fired tomorrow, and tomorrow is going to just be another clone that takes his spot. And that's what sucks.
Yeah. Like,
it's pounding your head into a 7-foot thick steel wall and hoping the wall bends and breaks.
Shout out to
it ain't gonna break.
Shout out. They said Martinez. They said Martinez had 1,000 yards last year.
Martinez, yeah, okay. Martinez had 1,000 yards last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just saying that I think, and the dude's an asshole. Excuse my French. Any kid.
Who's an asshole?
Lane Kiffin. He's a pure, bona fide. Bro, when the dudes at Tennessee was waving like this, come on, dog. That's my hero.
You feel the way about Lane that I do about the other guy.
Who's the other guy?
Coach.
Who's the other guy?
Coach. I want to go. I want to go break Indiana's contract and go get Kurt Signetti.
Oh God, stop it!
That's how I feel about Kurt.
Really?
So I get it. I get it. Oh hell yeah!
Why?
I break the.
What is
bank
it about
right
Kurt
now.
Signetti you like, bro? I would love to hear this.
His whole everything about the man, his demeanor. Talk about asshole. Times 200 makes Lane Kiffin look like a choir boy. Reminds me of it just reminds me a lot of Jimmy.
I don't know.
Just his style.
We'll see though.
And now he hasn't done anything either. I get it.
Exactly.
And he now, fast forward, present day, he's the risk, right? He's the risk.
He definitely, because I don't think he has enough. I don't think Kurt Signetti has enough time on task. This is and I'm not doubting that he's not a good coach.
We shall see.
I'm not doubting. Listen, I'm not doubting that Kurt Signetti is not a good coach. I just don't have enough time on task with him as a coach to see a track record. I got 2 years of James Madison and 2 years of Indiana, which he has done a phenomenal job.
Go Tigers. I'm not saying Kurt Signetti is going to leave IU. I'm saying if I was somebody I was going to break the bank on and try to get him to leave, it would be.
No, sir, I wouldn't. Here's why I say that. Everybody said that about Ed Ogeron. 2 years, he was fired. Gave him $17 million. Deal. Get up out of here, bro. I need to see some time on task, though. But man, let me get E. Brown on here so I can get off of here, man.
Get E. Brown in there, Coach. All right, thanks, man. Appreciate the time.
Thanks, Rocky. Much love, bro. Much love. I mean, it's no knock on Kurt Signetti whatsoever. No, I'm not knocking a Kurt Signetti by no stretch of the imagination. I thought he's done a phenomenal job. Phenomenal job. But I need to see what happens when them James Madison boys leave and how the recruiting looked in. Because see, James Madison in his own right is a powerhouse of that league. So it's not hard to recruit James Madison. I want to see what Kurt Signetti looked like when the James Madison wave goes out and he got to go get the new wave. That's just me. I'm not saying he's not doing a phenomenal job, but that's me.